Welcome to Daytona Milton Keynes for the final round of the TW Steel DMAX Inter-Heats Championship. It's been very close all year, of course, between Lee Hollywood and Bobby Tronley. Just 10 points between them as we come into this round. Lee on 875 points and Bobby on 865. I had a word with Lee earlier and I said, what have you got to do to win it, Lee? And he said, it's quite simple. Just stay on the track and we should be there or thereabouts. Let's head into the final then and see who's going to take this championship. Lee versus Bobby. Ding, ding.
So the final race of the 2016 DMAX Championship for the Inter-Heats gets underway, and the championship is as simple as this. Lee Hollywood needs to be 7th or better to win the championship. The final turn, and then we'll go racing. Tronley has Coppin to his left. Coppin's going to get a good start here. And this time it looks as though we're going to get a better start. Green, away we go. It's going to be Coppin who leads into the first corner. Tronley is going to slot into second position. He goes wide. Coppin goes wide. So Tronley's got a chance here on the first lap. Coppin is already unsettled as they go through the first couple of corners. Tronley in second position, running very well as he tries to make the move on the far side into turn 2. Tronley's going to try and stay in a good position. I think that's Lee Hollywood up the inside though. That is Lee Hollywood going for broke. Lee Hollywood is into second, is he? No, Tronley's going to hold the inside line. Hollywood is coming at him on the far side. This is an amazing scrapper. Hollywood has decided, you know what, I'm not going to play cautious. I'm going to get stuck in. And he is going to go for it up towards turn 6 on the first lap. Round the far side, it's going to be Coppin who leads. Who's going to be second? Is it Tronley or Hollywood? It's Hollywood.
It is. Yeah, he's through to second place then. That's a brilliant first lap for him. Third place, as we said, was Bobby Tronley down towards turn number 8. There you go. And still out front then for now it's Michael Coppin, although someone was running wide on the exit of turn 8 then. Was that our leader, Michael Coppin? It was. Well, he's having to defend now from Lee Hollywood, who goes through turn 9, and Michael Coppin runs wide. That's opened the door for Lee Hollywood. Michael Coppin came back to try and cover off the position. Was he able to do it? I think he was. So Coppin still leads. Well, Tronley now leads. So Tronley now leads then. So how did that happen? Tronley in the lead. Second is Coppin. Third is Hollywood. Then it's Cousins in 4th place. 5th place is Lacey. Then it's Chris Alcock in 6th place. Then it's Purton, Mahoney, Stobart, Kemp, and Adam Byrne is in 11th. So Tronley, this is what he needed to do. He's in the lead, he's got a gap, now it's up to Lee Hollywood.
Yeah, it is, and he's in 3rd position with Coppin just in front of him. Hollywood is not going to want to be beaten by Tronley today, but he knows he can afford to be. Tronley out in front is at this rate going to score 8 more points than Lee Hollywood in 3rd position, so he is going to gain ground, but the question is that going to be enough? And the answer to that is not at the moment, so he's going to have to wait for another opportunity. But Tronley holds the Inter lead at the moment in this final race of the Heats Championship. So Bobby Tronley doing everything he can to get this championship won under the lights here at Daytona Milton Keynes, the Abu Dhabi of the Daytona DMAX Championship. And as they come up and over the crest this time by, Tronley continues to hold the advantage, but Coppin and Hollywood are a lot closer to him than he would like. 4th place Cousins, 5th is Lacey from Alcock, Purton, Mahoney, Stobart, Kemp and Byrne as they continue to battle around on the far side into the hairpin. And Tronley, Coppin, Hollywood, Cousins and Lacey is the order, and it looks to me as though Cousins is going to get a little bit closer to this top 3 battle at this rate because Hollywood is starting to attack Coppin.
He is indeed. So to give you a points update, there's 10 points between Tronley and Hollywood as it stands. So if Hollywood drops back to 8th place, then there's a chance that Tronley can win the championship. So that's what needs to happen for Bobby Tronley. At the moment, though, he's doing everything he can by just leading them round. Coppin second, then it's Hollywood in 3rd. He's just done a new fastest lap, 122.7 for Lee Hollywood. Then it's Cousins, Lacey, Alcock, Mahoney, Purton, Stobart, Kemp and Byrne round out the field. We've had just over 3.5 minutes gone, so there's still plenty of time for this one to change.
And it could change quite dramatically if anything does happen to Lee Hollywood, because the top 8 karts are only covered by 5 seconds, with the 9th 9.1 seconds off the lead. So if anything were to happen, it could be catastrophic for Lee Hollywood's championship bid, because he will drop at least to 8th or 9th position if anything were to go wrong now. So he definitely can't afford for that to happen. Bobby Tronley continues to lead the way. Hollywood has got some pressure now from Luke Cousins. Cousins has got nothing to win, so he is going to charge for it anyway. He's got nothing to lose either. So let's see. As he comes through, Hollywood is on the back of Coppin. They scrap away for second position. Cousins is going to try and get through. Here comes Hollywood on the inside of Coppin. This is a good move from Hollywood to second position. That will do nicely, but he's going to run wide. He's going to run wide. Sparks fly. Oh, he spun it! He spun it! Hollywood has spun the card! I don't believe it! Hollywood spins the card, and he's going to drop back into 7th position. That is the worst possible thing that can happen to Lee Hollywood. He runs wide, loses it on his own, and that's his championship in tatters potentially. He drops to 7th place. He's got to fight his way back through at least one more kart to get himself back into a championship winning contention. I can't believe he dropped the ball.
Yeah, just ran too wide out of turn 1 and spun. It's as simple as that, really. Just carried too much speed through. So 7th place, and well, is that Jonathan Curtin, I think, just behind him as well, so there's a chance he may even drop down to 8th place here. I think he's just made 1 place back going through turn number 7 as they now drop down towards turn 8. So Bobby Tronley won't know any of this is happening. At the moment, he knows he's leading by some distance. Around 3 seconds, I think it is now, as he's just done another new fastest lap, a 1:20.5. He's around a second quicker than anyone, Bobby Tronley.
Well, at this rate, Bobby Tronley could end up being the Felipe Massa of Daytona DMAX, dominating out in front and winning the last race of the season the way he has to, and he keeps his hand in the air. He knows he's got a good lead. He signals to the gantry, I'm doing well here, aren't I? And where is Lee Hollywood? Well, he is in the mix of the war at the moment. In fact, I think that's Lee Hollywood in 4th position. He's fought his way back to P4. Now, that is good enough. So Lee Hollywood has again got himself back into a championship winning position. 4th position will give him 40 points compared to Bobby Tronley on 50, so the gap would be 8 by the end of the season. So Bobby Tronley is doing everything he can, but at the moment it's still okay for Lee Hollywood. I can't believe he's had the spin, he's made the mistake, but yet he's been able to knuckle down and fight his way back into championship winning contention. And if it ends like this, he will do it, but only just.
He's got to be careful though, because there are 4 or 5 karts behind, and if he has another spin, then there's a chance he'll go all the way down to 8th place, so he cannot make any more mistakes. It's fair to say he's had a let-off there, because if the grid were bigger and more bunched together, could have been a chance that was a lot worse.
Unbelievable. You really couldn't script that if you tried. You'd have sent that to a Hollywood film producer and they'd have thrown it out. It's not believable. But yet Lee Hollywood manages to get himself back into position. Let's see if Hollywood can go any further up the grid, because he's currently in 4th position trying to chase down Coppin and Cousins again. But Hollywood is there in P4. That's all he needs from this race. Bobby Tronley, another new fastest lap, a 1:20.0 for Bobby Tronley. Coppin on a 1:20.4. So too Luke Cousins. Hollywood does a 1:20.7. That's his personal best. He doesn't have to do any more than that.
Off.
Mahoney goes off. Mahoney goes off the circuit and runs deep, and that drops him down to 8th position behind Jonathan Purton. So Purton's gone through, but he's going to try and fight back.
Well, no, Mahoney managed to hold on to the place, but he delayed Purton in running wide again at turn 2, so a big let-off there for Xander Mahoney.
So Xander Mahoney nearly losing another big position there as he goes wide. But he manages to catch the kart. 5th position is up for grabs as well, with Richard Lacey and Chris Alcock scrapping away for the position. But Bobby Tronley leads this, Coppin in 2nd from Cousins and Lee Hollywood. And that is enough at the moment for Lee Hollywood to take the title by just 8 points. And that will do for him. It's a bit of a nervous one for Hollywood. He could easily have gone for 2nd position, and he did try it. He went for the move to get into 2nd place, and he got the place initially, but he just ran deep at the curb, lost the back end, and he is so damn lucky that he didn't lose more time, because now he's in a position again to win the championship, having fought his way back into 4th position. And you know what Lee Hollywood's policy is going to be now. I ain't trying nothing. I'm not doing that again. No chance. I'm going to win my championship. Thank you very much.
He's saying that, but he's just done a personal best at 1:20.7, so he's still pushing very, very hard, but maybe just not as hard as he was before.
Well, potentially, he's still got a look at 2nd place here, because Luke Cousins is closing up on Michael Coppin. Cousins is going to try for Coppin very soon indeed, as Tronley breaks into the 1:19s now. He's done a 1:19.7, still charging up in front. But this is all going to be about the 2nd position scrap behind him, because Coppin and Cousins could end up losing time if they squabble. Hollywood could get back into contention, and he may have no alternative but to try and find a way through. But fortunately for Hollywood, 5th position is currently being scrapped over. Alcock's gone gone past Lacey. Lacey's going to try and get him back again. Lacey has to back out of the move, and now he's got Xander Mahoney breathing all over his gearbox. So this is good news for Hollywood, because the 5th place battle is starting to get very close and very tight indeed, and they are squabbling like crazy. And that is good news for Lee Hollywood in 4th position, because that is going to alleviate some of the tension and the pressure for him. He's not going to lose half as much time. Bobby Trundley leading at a canter at the moment, still romping away out in front, giving it gusto. Coppin and Cousins scrapping over 2nd place, and Lee Hollywood pushing as hard as he knows how to try and keep up, but he is a full 13 seconds roughly behind Bobby Trundley, who comes through again on a 1:18.8 for Bobby Trundley. That is monstrous speed, and Bobby Trundley is literally grabbing this championship finale by the scruff of the neck and wringing its throat. An absolutely incredible battle this is turning into.
Yeah, just 6 points in it at the moment as they head on to...
of course, because of the fastest lap.
Head into the final couple of minutes. And we haven't taken that into account yet
no
either.
Points for laps.
But, well, no points for laps.
Okay, fair enough.
That's confirmed. But Bobby Trundley then leads very comfortably, but this battle for second, if we talked about the championship the whole race, but let's not forget there is still a podium up for grabs, and Michael Coppin and Luke Cousins at the moment having a good old dice there in second.
Xander Mahoney's had another moment. Unfortunately, he slipped down to 10th position, so Burton, Stobart and Kemp have all got past Xander Mahoney on the last lap. He drops down to 10th position, having lost 20 seconds on that last lap with a moment. Meanwhile, Bobby Trundley is coming up through to turn 10 once again. The right-hand hairpin looking good here. He will get the penultimate lap started this time by, and meanwhile, Coppin and Cousins are very close together for 2nd position. Trundley is just motoring around, doing what he can as he goes into the penultimate lap here at Milton Keynes. He will get one more after this, but it's Coppin versus Cousins where our attention is drawn now for 2nd and 3rd position, because you do get the sense that Luke Cousins doesn't want to settle for that 3rd position. He wants to give Coppin a bit more of a pressure cooker as they come through. So they're going to go through turn 3 almost together up towards turn 4, and Coppin and Cousins know that they haven't got a lot of time to do this, so Cousins is going to try one more time. But if I was Cousins, I'd make a move. He hasn't quite managed to do so yet.
That was Mahoney making a move on Ollie Kemp into the penultimate corner. Let's see if he made it stick. He does, so he's trying to make some moves back. That's him now into 9th place.
Well, I can see him making 8 before the flag if he manages to get past Andy Stobart as well. But the last lap board is going to come by this time around, and Bobby Trundley will be the first driver to see it. It's been an absolutely amazing, crushing drive from Bobby Trundley. But if it stays like this, it's going to be heart-wrenchingly close for the young teenage charge. Bobby Trundley has been an absolute superstar this year. He's already the Enduro champion in the Inters. He's within just 6 points of wrapping up the championship in the Inters. And the racing driver in him, that will hurt to a certain extent, but the human in him has got to understand just how close he came and just how proud he can be with this final race performance. He goes into the last lap. He's doing a great job up on the curbs, but he's got enough time and enough composure to hold on to it. Coppin and Cousins are starting to separate as Coppin is now starting to get a little bit more time out of the kart to get away from Cousins. Hollywood is going to be 4th, and that, if he stays where he is, will be enough. And Hollywood is remaining in 4th position. He can't afford to push too hard. Chris Alcock gets a new fastest lap in, by the way, a 1:18.7. So Chris Alcock is getting away from Lacey. He's found 0.6 of a second more than him on the last lap, and he might just be able to put a little bit of a sting in the tail here for Hollywood if he doesn't realise Alcock is coming, because he managed to go over 1.2 seconds on Hollywood on their last lap. So here we go. Bobby Trundley in the final lap is going to be victorious if he just hangs on to where he is at the moment. He's done everything he possibly can. It's a hero's drive for Bobby Trundley as he comes up and out of turn 8, up and over the crest. It's been an amazing challenge for Bobby Trundley. He's given it everything he has. He can be so proud of his achievement this season. He's been a meteoric, euphoric racing driver, and he will come away as the vice champion. But what a sensational end to his season. Into the final turn, and Bobby Trundley romped home to his final victory of the season in majestic style. It's a great victory. At 2nd position, it's going to be Cousins round the outside of Coppin on the final bend. He's done it! Cousins gets there in front of Coppin. He charges! Cousins at the finish! Coppin is not happy with Cousins, but Lee Hollywood in 4th position has done enough. Lee Hollywood is the Inter-Heats champion for 2016 by just 6 points. Lee Hollywood has done enough. An absolutely superlative effort there. Lee Hollywood's consistency and strength of character has brought him to the title. Bobby Trundley gave it everything, but Lee Hollywood pips into the post after the most amazing end to the season imaginable. What a way to end the season in fantastic style. Confirmation that Tom Golding is the light heats champion, Chris Carter is the heavy heats champion, and it's a championship in the Inter-Heats for Lee Hollywood. What a great end to the season, Chris.
Fantastic stuff. Bobby Trundley took the win. Luke Cousins was second. Michael Coppin third. Lee Hollywood was fourth. Then it was Chris Alcott, Richard Lacey, Jonathan Purton, Andy Stobart, Ollie Kemp, Zana Mahoney, and Adam Byrne 11th.
Hey, come on, come on, the podium, your champion, Lee Hollywood! On the top there, mate. Go for it.
So, Mike Coppin, third, but talk us through what happened post-race, because there was a bit of an incident going into the first corner.
I'd watched Tom Sibley earlier this year crossing the line with a leg out, and when I realised Luke was alongside me, I thought, right, okay, stick a leg out, and of course, forgetting it was completely damp on the way through turn one, I forgot to put my foot back on the brake and ploughed straight into the side of Luke. So it was, Luke, well done, you're still alive. But no, otherwise it was a good race. Pleased to start on pole for the final, so obviously had 3 good heats, but couldn't keep up with Bobby today. He was too quick. So yeah.
At least it weren't intentional then. Luke's safe.
No, it wasn't.
But Luke, you waited until the last corner, and then you just got through. Talk us through the move.
Yeah, I was priding my time throughout the whole race, watching kind of feeling where the grip was. Got onto the last lap, and Lee went slightly wide into turn 10. So I thought, right, I'll get alongside, side by side up the back, little back straight. Into the last corner, I had a debate in my head: do I cut back or hang it on the outside? So hung it on the outside, and it worked. So second place.
And you got a bigger trophy in your hand. Well done. And Bobby, next to you. Pretty straightforward, but you must be, although it didn't quite work out for you in terms of championship, you must be happy to go out with a win.
Yeah, obviously. I'd done all I could. Lee had the best of it over me throughout the season, and he deserved the championship in a weird way. So we pushed each other as hard as we can, and if luck wasn't on my side today, but to be fair, I knew we would have had it. But a little scare, but fair racing. Just got to give Mike a little bit of a tuition on how to stay off the curbs at the start, getting too excited. But other than that, fair enough, and well done, Mike, for finishing third. Well done.
Well done, Bobby. So, Lee, you got there in the end. Now, the heats probably didn't go as well as you'd like, but you stayed out of trouble, which was the main thing.
Yeah, so I knew I had a bit of a gap, so I thought to myself, I don't want to do anything silly. I want to keep it nice and clean, just get to the finish. And I must admit, the first heat, I felt physically sick. Because there's a lot of pressure. The whole year has been pretty much boiling down to this last race. I knew I had a gap, but it was so close, and I thought I can't take anything for granted. So I was just so glad when I saw. I've had probably more excitement in one race than having the whole season. Like I got fired off in the final. I ended up spinning off on one of the heats because I had brand new tyres on for some reason. It's just been an absolute roller coaster. I'll probably go home and just start crying, to be honest, because I'm just so relieved that it's over finally. So
obviously that was that contact. It looked to everyone else that you'd had a spin. Maybe it was just the angle we were stood at. But what was going through your mind at that point?
So ironically, I had a kart to win. I had. That was a kart that I could win racing. So I'd really going for it. Overtook Luke, overtook Mike, but I think he just gave me literally a couple of love taps, and it just sent me wide, and that was it. I spun off. So if that hadn't have happened, then I probably would have been on Bobby and trying to chase him down. But I knew I had to finish about 7th or 8th to kind of win the championship. So I just got back up and just thought, right, let's just go for it, because I thought I don't want to lose this. I got up to 4th and my dad's going, slow down, because obviously you could see the red mist was descending, and I didn't want to sort of bin it or anything. So I thought, let me just take it nice and slow. I must admit, it's the most pedestrian race I've ever raced in my life, because I just didn't want to crash it. just wanted to keep it on the black stuff and just get it home. So I knew 4th was good enough for the championship.
and overall a very deserved champion. Anyone you'd like to thank for the season?
Me, because I was amazing. It was all down to me at the end of the day. No, but I mean, I must admit, the guys have been really, really great. My dad's been an absolute superhero. He's obviously taken me to pretty much every single race meeting. You know, he's always been there looking after the kids when I'm out racing. So he's been amazing. Without him, probably wouldn't sort of have won it. So cheers, Dad.
That concludes racing here at Daytona Milton Keynes. If you'd like to race with us next year for what is set to be the best DMAX championship in history, we're going to PFI, Buckmore, Shennington, Wilton, Clay Pigeon, plus all the Daytona tracks. Don't miss out. Visit our website or call this number to get involved.